Hey, Offsides producer, heavy hitter here, also known as Ty GT in circles that know me as the proprietor of NLX Broadcast Design and Storytel.media. For roughly 20 years, from 98 to 2018, I had the privilege of annually producing the official video, The History of the SEC Championship Game. But my connection to this historic game began back in 92 when I was a producer at Sports South. And after the induction of Arkansas and South Carolina into the conference that rounded out the league to 12 teams, then Commissioner Roy Kramer had what was labeled by many as a crazy idea.
They were convinced that this was the end of the SEC. We would never have another national championship after that time. Coach Solage could tell his story better than I, but the first year when he found out about it, he called me up complaining. He said, I won 11 games. I'm 11-0 and I haven't won anything. What the hell are we doing playing this game?
Yep, he split the SEC into two divisions and staged the first real conference championship game ever in college football. That first night at Legion Field in 1992, number 2 Alabama outlasted Spurrier's Florida Gators 28-21, and the dynasty of December drama was born there in Birmingham. I was there for those first two championships, 92 and 93, though they were cold, rainy games, and one year I was at the very tippy top of the bleachers on the, the Gators side. It just didn't matter because the tradition and history of that venue just gave you chills anyway, as one could sense the spirit of Bear Bryant in that fedora just looking out from the end zone over his Crimson Tide, who Gene Stallings' Tide went on to win the first game and Spurrier won the second game. The game then moved from Birmingham to Atlanta in 1994, then eventually from there to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after they imploded the Georgia Dome. It just was outdated. And there I am at center field at the Benz, trying to get the best shot of the legendary coin toss. I got to do that many years in a row, and I also got to run out with the teams. It was a lot of fun every year. Got to do some behind-the-scenes work with the coaches, signing the footballs. It was always a time that I look forward to go down there for 3 days and just spend my days in the bowels of the stadium looking for anything I could gather up to make what I was producing much more significant and better-looking shots and more insightful and kind of behind-the-scenes, as the shirt says, behind-the-scenes crew. But this game has crowned legends and decided national titles. And if you're one of those folks saying, yeah, who cares about this game anymore since the playoff system started?
There's also an opportunity to win an SEC championship. Does that matter? Does anybody care about that anymore? I grew up thinking that was the greatest game in the world.
Trust me, somewhere up in Tennessee, 96-year-old Roy Kramer, who's still with us today, he just heard you say that. And Commissioner Kramer's not very happy with you. Say what you will, this is still the toughest, loudest, most electric ticket in December. After all, this is the SEC Championship. Yeah, baby.
That was great.
That was a lot of fun. Look what I still have. I kept them all, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep, 20-something years of credentials. That's a pretty good keepsake right there. This game coming up this weekend is very near and dear to my heart, man. I always look forward to this time of year, and that game is electric. It is special.
Come on!
Like, Commissioner...
I'm looking for that credential there for that first game, Ty. I was there too. I don't know. Maybe I stole it from you so I could get behind the scenes. It was a hell of a game. Great night in Birmingham. I'm still cold from that night.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, no kidding. Yep. That game, those first two games were freezing cold, but, it was the beginning of something that we just didn't know it was going to mushroom into what it is, what it has become. Has it peaked? Is with the college football playoff system now, as Kirby asked the question, does anybody care about this game anymore? It's a good question. Here's what Nick Saban said. Nick Saban said, "It matters to me. I always thought winning the SEC was a significant accomplishment for your team. Now, when you add this playoff deal to it, I'd like to now ask Kirby today, are you happy playing in this SEC championship? Because he doesn't need to be in it. Alabama needs to win its way through to get to the playoff, but that's a whole different scenario." I don't know what to take from Coach Saban's comment there. He's kind of going both ways there. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I agree with what Saban's saying, right? Alabama, as much as I want to say they need to win to make it, I think the committee will put them in, unless Georgia blows them out. But I will say that this game is important for Kirby to kind of get over that hump of, beating Alabama more than once. But outside of that, for Georgia, it doesn't really matter a whole lot outside of another trophy to add, but they would rather have the national championship trophy than the SEC championship trophy. So I understand what Kirby's saying.
Oh,
Joe, you're on mute.
Joe,
you're on mute, buddy. All right, so I'm going to jump in while he's on mute. The net of it is, here's the deal, right? It is a significant game. And I think it's smoke and mirrors, right? I think what Kirby is saying is kind of tamping things down. The Big 10, Big 12, SEC championships this year are incredibly meaningful. The ACC, maybe not so much, but it's a significant accomplishment, and it's an outstanding achievement for these teams to get to that point.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I mean, even the Big Ten championship, both those teams are in it. I mean, the ACC championship, I'd argue, is the most meaningful because if Duke wins that game, you're looking at potentially no ACC team in the playoff. I think they'll slot Miami in there, but Virginia's got to win to get in. So that game's pretty meaningful. Indiana and Ohio State are both locks for the playoff. Texas Tech's a lock.
I would just say that if you could have both trophies on your mantle as a player, then they're pretty bad ass trophies. I mean, you're not getting the trophy, but you're getting a ring, you're getting something, but you're going to be able to look at those two trophies versus just having the one and say, but we fell short on this. I mean, the SEC's they're the powerhouse conference in the country. I don't care what you say, what anybody says. Yep. To have the conference championship trophy that's quite an accomplishment. Let's take a look at what we got coming up here.
So my take on this is that it's going to go away. The conference championships are going to go away. I mean, Saban passively said that, where is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is the price that you pay to get that conference championship trophy worth the risk of gaining the national championship trophy? I think that's what he's saying. I think they're going to go away. I think you're going to end up having co-champs because, a situation where, for example, with Indiana and Ohio State, they didn't play each other during the regular season this year. So they would end up being co-champs, and then they would be seeded in the playoff, and then you go from there to see who ends up winning the national championship. But they would be co-champs. I think that's the way it's going to go.
So what about the revenue, right? So what about the revenue component that's associated to this game for the conference, right? That's a lot of money you're now going to have head coaches. Well, let me step back. You're going to have general managers now, right? You're going to have a general manager of every one of these schools that are going to lobby against the commissioner who wants the cash, right? The conference wants the cash. The general managers are going to lobby against it, right? I mean, that's really what it's going to boil down to. It's just like the negotiation and this is absolutely becoming an NFL Players Association negotiation.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but that's what's going to happen, to your point.
Yeah. That's a really good point. It is about the money. So the money is going to keep it around longer.
Yep. It's kept it around this long.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I think they all knew this was going to happen when they went from 4 to 12. Right? I think they all knew ultimately that this was going to happen.
But just go back to what Gene Stallings said to Kramer back in '92. What are you doing to me? I'm at 11-0, and now I got to play this other game. Worked out okay for him. They won the national championship that year. But I mean, yes, I think because of the growth of the CFP, these championships are going to go away, at least at the power level.
I don't know if I agree with that take, because you've only got 2 conference championships that are meaningless at this point, the Big Ten and the SEC. I mean, the other 2 still matter. Maybe we'll see the Big Ten, the SEC conference championship go away, but I think my bigger conspiracy theory is by the time that happens, I think the 2 conferences will have merged into a power
Mega
conference. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if they'll go away. I think they'll stay, especially for the other conferences that, it still matters.
I think that only two conferences have a neutral site, right? The other ones, there's the higher seed has the home field advantage, right?
No, the Big 12 plays in Dallas, and the ACC plays in Charlotte.
And you want to take a guess on what the attendance is going to be in Dallas?
Yeah.
Sold out.
It's going to suck.
Texas Tech's there. No way. Should we do a friendly wager on it?
Charlotte.
Yeah, let's take a wager on that.
Charlotte is always underrepresented.
Charlotte will not be sold out. Jerry World
not
might
even
be
close. Not even close. I mean, UVA, they don't travel well, and Duke travels horribly.
But Duke doesn't have to travel.
What do you mean they don't have to travel?
I mean, they're close by.
Tyler, they don't travel to their
nobody shows up to their home games.
Exactly. They don't go to their home games.
I am 100% agreeing that Bank of America Stadium will not be close to sold out. I think
not even close.
I think AT&T Stadium.
First Stadium in Jacksonville, Mississippi is going to have more people than
Alabama.
They have in Charlotte. Yeah, Alabama.
I'll take a wager on the Big 12 championship being a sellout.
Are you ready for this?
Okay, you're on.
We'll go.
All right. Speaking of wagers, what's the spread? What's the spread in the Georgia game?
2.5. The spread is 2.5 Georgia's way. I'll go first here. If we're gonna do a pick 'em for this game, give me Alabama. For 2 reasons: Kirby's inability to beat Alabama, and Georgia's inability to cover a damn spread. So give me Alabama. I think Georgia can win this game. If they do win it by like 1 point, it'll be a very good game. My only concern with Georgia is Kirby saying that this game doesn't really matter. You can say that he's just blowing smoke, but look at Narduzzi saying that about the Notre Dame game, and they went and got blown out. So, I would put my money on the Tide.
All right. I don't disagree. I think Alabama continues to play with the voodoo doll, the Georgia voodoo doll. They're in their heads. It's going to be an uphill battle, especially after the way things played out last week with Georgia Tech. It was a slog of a game. It was a horribly coached offensive game by Bobo yet again, and Georgia seemed to stall. Right? They seem to stall. And thank God the defense is who they are, and they have so much passion in the game defensively. So we'll see. Joe, thoughts?
I'm going to shock you and say that Georgia's going to win. And here's why. Let me address a couple things. One is, the voodoo thing with Kirby. So he's 0-2 versus Kalen DeBoer, but look at those 2 games. Look at those 2 games, and absolutely down to the wire. It could have gone either way, right? And so, no, I don't think I don't think there's any control or any kind of a mind game. It's a different team, and the other thing is that Georgia's has continue to improve, especially on defense. Looking at how Auburn played Alabama last week, I think Georgia's going to do the same thing and put a ton of pressure on Simpson, and I think that's going to help us. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be a close game, but I think we win.
I think to your point, you made it earlier when we were talking, the way Auburn's defense played Alabama, I think you're going to see Georgia doing the same thing to Simpson. They're going to be coming off the edge, throwing his rhythm in his face constantly. Now, like I said before, my biggest concern is Gunnar Stockton running the ball too much, right? The guy's way too valuable, although he's a quarterback. He's not a linebacker. He's still valuable. I think it's critical that Bobo gets his head out of his Bobo and coaches like he coached the Texas game, right? Yeah. Methodically approaching the game versus this sporadic, spastic approach that left everybody scratching their heads. Like on live television, they're scratching their heads going, what is this guy calling and why? So, anywho.
He needs to go back and look at his script against Ole Miss.
It's a blast from the past.
We never had to punt the ball against Ole Miss.
I like it.
We need to go back to that and how he mixed it up with the running game, the passing game, the tight ends. That was a really well coached game. He really did a great job with the play calling. He needs to go back to the Ole Miss game. No question about it.
Agreed.
I think he will. And I think that we are going to put a lot of pressure on Simpson. The weakness, if Alabama has one, is their offensive line. Auburn showed that, and I think we're going to take advantage of that. And the other thing too is that one other thing, and in the Auburn game, Herb Street made the point. Alabama has no fear of a deep passing threat from Auburn, zero, right? So that enabled them to cheat, right? They could, play the run, lean up, and worry about the short passes underneath. No fear of a long ball. There is a fear of a long ball with Georgia. We can do that. We can stretch it out. So that is going to enable us to open up, make Alabama play honest. So I feel good about it. It's going to be a close game, but I think that, I also think it's really hard for a team to beat the same team twice in a year. It's advantage.
We've been saying that, and it's just it's like, gee, we're wearing that out, right? I don't know. Yeah. It's we're wearing that one out. It's like an old pair of socks, man. They're comfortable, but my God, we gotta. Yeah, I know it's hard. All right, what do we got next?
Two quick things on it. Hold on. I think one, it's the spread should be a pick 'em. It should be 0.5 point in Georgia's favor, and then I would take Georgia. And two, it depends on which team the refs support the most that will win that game.
Yo, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
You better, man. You better.
This is not the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Oh, it is. Hey, I've seen it too many times.
You know what? There's a reason why Vegas has Georgia 2.5. There's a reason for it, and I believe in that reason. So it's going to be a heck of a game, but I just think that it's our turn. It's our turn.
All right. Yep. All right, we're going on. Where are we going?
Come on, it's our turn.
I see Big Ten?
I think I saw the
Let's
pop up.
Hold on. Let's not get too rushing around here. I got this little graphic here. Let's pull up what the big, the Power 4 games coming up this week, and that's not.
So let's do ACC next.
Yeah. All right. We'll pull it up. Here we go. Come on.
Alrighty.
All right. What's that Virginia spread?
3.5 Virginia. So I like that. I like Virginia closer to a touchdown. They got everything to lose, though, right? They need to win to make the playoffs. I don't see Duke winning and making the playoffs, as the committee kind of stated tonight with their rankings. They got 3 Group of 5 teams ahead of them. So if Duke wins this game, you're either seeing Miami slot in, but I think Miami would need someone else to lose. Also, they need maybe an Alabama to get blown out. I guess. Yeah, I mean,
they need BYU. They need BYU to beat Texas Tech.
Because then they're both in. No, no.
No, it's going to become a flip of the coin, dude. It's going to be crazy.
BYU wins that game. They're both in.
All right, so you're picking UVA on this one.
I'm picking UVA 3.5. I like that number a lot.
How about you, Jim?
I like it all the way with the Wahoos.
I like Duke. I'm going to go with Duke.
Whoa!
They're gonna continue to disrupt the whole thing. I think they're trending pretty well, and they've got a really, really good quarterback with Mensa. Again, coming in, nothing to lose, and so I think Duke wins.
Dude, the Huskies went down there and kicked their ass in their own stadium.
You're going to be okay, kid. You're going to be okay.
Talk to me, John.
Fair point.
I mean,
Fair point.
I mean, come on.
When was that? They're trending. They're trending.
They are trending.
Okay. They are trending.
I like the chaos
And
that
they
you're
have
ensuing.
talent.
These two teams did play each other a couple weeks ago, and Virginia won 34-17.
Hey, does our graphics girl have it right there? Is that what you guys picked there?
Yep.
I like
That's it, man.
Bam.
That's it.
All right. Let's hit those Hoosiers. Graphics girl. I like it. All right. Hoosiers.
Down, Tony.
Big
Does
10.
before we even talk about the spread, does anybody even care? Is there anybody going to pick Indiana? Oh boy.
Okay.
Give me Indiana
Let's
outright.
hear it.
Give me them to win the game. I think Indiana wins. I think Signetti is the type of guy. Signetti's the type of guy that's going to tell his players that this game does matter. I think, Ohio State, Ryan Day, he's going to be like, all right, we've got our eyes focused on what's next. I think Signetti gets Indiana fired up for this game. I think they win it outright.
Oh,
What happens?
What's the spread?
I guess we're going to come to the brackets here in a minute, but I guess keep that in mind. What happens if some of these or some of these, the underdogs win?
We'll go through the scenarios.
Well, but that's in segment 2, so let's get through this first.
Yeah, let's get Jim's prediction.
Spread's 4.5 Ohio State.
Okay. And you're picking Indiana.
Buckeyes.
Picking Indiana.
I'm going Buckeyes.
All right then.
I would go Buckeyes in 9 points. That's I think the Buckeyes go.
Why?
I think the Buckeyes demonstrated in the game against Michigan their will to instill fear into their opponent yet again. And it's later in the season, like they finished last season, right? They sat where Mississippi's sitting right now. They sat where Texas A&M is sitting right now. They healed up. They gamed up and they went after it. This year, Ohio State is wired differently. Mechanics are different. They've got a guy by the name of what's his name, Bo Jackson or whatever, running the ball. I mean, they are stacked up. I think Ohio State looks solid.
All systems are a go.
Yeah, so I pick Ohio State too. I got tremendous respect for Indiana. They only played one game this year. It was against Oregon. They went to Eugene and beat them, which was impressive. Yep. But they're not used to being at this place on the big stage. They're not used to it. Ohio State is. Ohio State had a nice win against Michigan. I'm not sure how good Michigan is, but it's the Buckeyes. They've been there, done that, and I think that's a huge advantage. So I think the Buckeyes. I'm not sure if they cover, but they win.
I think to Tyler's point, I think Signetti is maybe one more year away, Tyler, from putting those guys in the ultimate confidence realm, right, of winning it. Like it took him a couple years at JMU, but then he had unbelievable success at JMU. He's had a couple years at Indiana, great success, but this is a whole new ball game playing against the likes of Ohio State in the championship. So I think, I like Ohio State.
All right then.
So it's Tyler's the only guy putting his neck out there for the Hoosiers, huh?
For the Hoosiers.
The game's in Indianapolis. Come on.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, it's great that
I
it's
do
in
like
Indy.
it.
Hey, it's great that it's in Indy, but check out all the Buckeyes in the stadium.
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't that far
again,
away from Columbus.
They'll fill it up.
Yeah, so that thing's going to be sold out.
Oh, yeah. Those tickets are as low as $390 right now.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Let's
hottest
go.
ticket on the slate, actually.
That's the most expensive one?
Yep.
Interesting.
BYU, Texas Tech. This one seems pretty interesting to me. Texas Tech's 12.5. I'll take BYU to cover that. I'm not saying BYU's going to win. I'm just saying they're going to cover it.
Absolutely brilliant.
BYU is going to cover.
Yep. I mean, Texas Tech has looked unreal. I mean, they won every one of their games with their starting quarterback. I think earlier in the season, we actually were doing this show when they played each other, and I think I picked BYU to win outright. That didn't go very well. So I'll go Texas Tech to win, but 12.5 is too many points for me.
I like Texas Tech. I think the Bears going to show up looking like a Cub. And I think Texas Tech is so fast. They're so fast. They're so electric. They're lethal.
They're fun to watch.
I think this could be a Georgia beating TCU moment or Georgia destroying FSU moment. I think this could go really badly for the Mormons.
Well, BYU has all their starters, unlike Florida State did. So let's settle down over there.
Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, I agree because I like BYU. I like Bear. I like the head coach for BYU. That's another conversation about Penn State going after him, which is amazing. But again, Texas Tech the world is getting ready to find out about these guys.
Yeah.
Because once this CFP starts and they see them blowing some people, start with the conference championship game, and then as they get into this CFP, they're going to win some games. They're going to go deep.
Yeah.
Man. They're the new kid on the block, man.
Yep, I do. I agree. I think they're architected for long-term success for sure.
Yes.
Everybody's taking Texas Tech, huh?
Well, no, Tyler's.
Well, I'm taking them to win. I'm taking BYU to cover.
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay. So that means you're taking BYU. That's it. You can't be on the fence.
No, that's not how it works. That's why BYU gets 12.5 points.
And just to be very clear, the reason why Texas Tech is on the map is because of NIL, because they've got $2 billion boosters, two previous guys that played football for them that are all in, and they can compete with anybody, including A&M and UT Austin for the money.
It doesn't hurt to have Mahomes hanging out too. Doesn't hurt to have Mahomes hanging out.
Yeah, throw in Mahomes.
Yep, that is another factor to be dealt with.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
You guys want to take a break?
Sure.
Okay, well, here we go. We're going to break.
At Homegrown Realty Group, we believe buying or selling a home should feel personal, because it is. We're more than agents. We're your neighbors. From the first showing to the final signature, our team is rooted right here in the community, guiding you every step of the way. Whether you're planning new routes, upsizing, or downsizing, trust the local experts who know this market best. Homegrown Realty Group, where real estate feels like home.
And we're back. Nice quick pop there for Dana.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're missing Dana tonight. Dana's not with us tonight, but she sure hooked us up with Eric Zier last week, and that was a great interview, Joe.
A lot of
great
fun.
time.
That was a lot of fun. Great guy.
Yeah. Thanks to Dana. Shout out to Dana. You're watching.
Dana.
All right. Where are we now?
Yeah. What do we want to talk about?
Oh, well, where we're at on our format here that I am looking at is CFP rankings and the brackets that just came out tonight.
Little quick shout out to Kennesaw State, man, making the championship run there. Outstanding. Another shout out UNLV, phenomenal run this year. Mullen, I'm surprised neither one of those guys. I'm surprised Mullen didn't get tapped. He might get tapped. We'll talk about that in a little bit later when we're talking about coaching changes. But shout out to those guys.
Hold that thought.
Yep.
Shout out to the little guys. Kennesaw, the Owls, right? They're the Owls?
Yes, sir.
State Owls.
Yeah, way to go, guys.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, there's some local fans of the Owls here in the room, and
all hanging out in the studio. I hear.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's a good program, man. We've watched that campus grow, and it's formidable, right?
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal what they've done. All right, let's talk about the playoff scenario. I think, those top 4 seeds are not going to be the top 4 seeds. I think there's going to be a couple changes, maybe 2 in the playoff. I think, when you look at, the conference championships are going to mess up those top 4 seeds, that bye week. It's going to be difficult for it to stay as they have it listed right now, for sure.
So Indiana loses to Ohio State, right? If Indiana loses to Ohio State, Do they still keep that bye? Do they keep it?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And do they give it to Oregon? I mean, who gets the bye in that scenario?
It'll get shuffled out, man, because there's going to be chaos below it as well. I think if you look at it, Texas Tech belongs there. Ohio State's going to belong there. I think it's going to be difficult for Georgia and Indiana to hold those spots. They've got to climb mountains to keep those buys. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you no longer they changed the rules this year, so you no longer have to be a conference champion to get a bye. Any team can fill those slots. My thing that I'm interested in seeing is who, what team has the potential to drop out of here, because I think it's only one, and it's maybe Alabama. Again, I don't know if I fully believe myself in saying that, but I mean, the committee's basically said Oregon's in there, Oklahoma's in there, Ole Miss is in there, Notre Dame and A&M. They're not going to change that.
I don't think any of those teams are going to drop out.
No, they're not. The only one that has a chance is Alabama.
So if I don't see Alabama dropping out, there's no way. There's no way you can. To be clear, there's no way you can bump out an SEC finalist.
Dude, how awesome! Look at it. How awesome would be if Alabama loses to Georgia? How awesome would an Oregon-Alabama game be?
Yeah.
Look at that. If they were to drop to number 12, oh darn, they're still playing. They got to go battle Oregon. That would be an unbelievable game. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
I have to say that I feel better about the 12 this year than last year, even though it's not final.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at those, there's a whole bunch of good matchups. There really is.
There are legitimately 6 or 7 teams going for 2 spots right now. Legit.
Right.
So
here's my not really counterpoint, but I mean, there's a pretty likely scenario here where 2 Group of 5 teams get in, whether that be Tulane in North Texas and James Madison. So, I mean,
leave the Hurricanes at home.
Yeah, I love watching Group of 5 football, but we kind of saw last year with Boise State and Penn State. I don't know how well that's going to go for those 2 opening matchups, but I think it'd be hilarious personally. I think it'd be very cool.
I mean, look, hey, Tulane. Let's say Tulane goes against the Ducks. That's not going to go well.
No, Summerall's
especially the coach. Their head coach just went to Florida.
It's a blast
right?
from the past.
I need a flag. I need a flag thrown, Ty. I remember nobody picked TCU to beat Michigan, and they throttled them. Right? They throttled them. Yeah. It was nobody. I mean, that was a huge spread if we could go back and look at that spread. So anyway, I think it's awesome. I think you're going to get. I think they're only going to be 1 Group of 5 team in. I think, unfortunately, when you look at it, I think Miami will sneak their nasty self into this thing.
How?
How? That's what I'm saying.
How? Tell me your scenario where Miami gets in.
Well,
I think you go back to the head-to-head, right? So you're going to have between North Texas and Tulane beating each other. Obviously, they're knocking each other out. If JMU loses their championship game, they're not going to get there.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
then it goes to the next conference champion.
It's gonna no. It won't.
Yes.
It won't. I mean, okay.
Yes, it will. You have to have 5.
I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna. They've got these caveats, Tyler, don't they? I mean,
there's not a caveat. Look at what it says. 11 and 12 are conference champion number 4 and number 5. Name a team with a logo on here that can drop out, because that's what you need to happen for Miami to get in.
Yeah.
Alabama.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only one that can happen. But like Joe said, are they really going to kick out the SEC championship team that lost?
No.
Maybe Georgia blows them out, and then they'll kick them out.
That's not going to happen either.
BYU beats Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech's still in.
They're in. There's just no way.
So what do they drop to?
I don't know.
What do they drop to, and who takes their spot?
They'll like drop to 8 or maybe 8.
So at that point, you're at a scenario where Notre Dame gets booed.
How about Notre Dame?
Notre Dame could get bumped.
Ready for this?
Yep.
But why would the committee change? The committee's not going to say, okay, Miami's going in for Notre Dame when they could have done that this week. Miami's only shot at getting into this playoff.
Notre Dame.
I know they did,
Miami
but
beat
look,
Notre Dame.
if the committee thought that way, then Miami would be that 10 spot right now. But the committee thinks Notre Dame is, and they're not going to just change their mind next week. Both teams don't
I'm going
play.
to tell you right now, the committee is thinking Miami in the 11th spot. I guarantee you.
They can't be in the 11th spot. They don't play a conference championship game.
They're going to be out. Duke is
out.
going to win. Duke is going to win.
Duke wins, then you got JMU and North Texas or Tulane. If JMU, who's a 23.5 point favorite, loses to Troy, then they're going to put in UNLV or Boise State.
Yeah. So
over Miami.
Okay, so
yes, because they're again. So I'm clear. The two spots that are up for grabs have to go to conference champions.
yeah.
They have
so
to?
here's the deal.
Yes.
So here's the deal. So either UNT, either North Texas or Tulane is going to be in.
Yes,
right?
that's a
Whoever
lock.
wins that is in. And let's say they play the Ducks, okay?
Yep.
And then Duke beats Virginia.
Yep.
Duke doesn't get to go, but JMU is going to beat Troy. And
Yep.
JMU is in.
Yep.
That's a nightmare scenario for the committee. That's
is.
a nightmare
Amen.
scenario because now you have two blowouts. You have two blowouts. I mean, the Ducks are going to kill either Tulane or North Texas. And
How about
their
how
head
about they
coaches
play
are gone.
each other? How about they play each other?
And
Okay.
I think that could happen. But then you get
Yeah.
whoever has a bye that's going to play them basically has two byes.
Nah, that can't happen.
Yeah.
That can't happen. Actually, there's no way mathematically they'd let that happen.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, because they wouldn't be as high as an 8 and 9 seed.
Yeah, that would be talk about controversy. If they stuck one of them at a 6 seed and they're playing each other at the 11th seed, that would be crazy.
Okay, so
All
looking
right.
at the rankings here, what really is unfortunate is that you've got some decent teams. You got Vandy, you got Utah, you got Texas. They're out. They're not getting in.
No.
It would take a
That's-
miracle.
It's a 2-loss Vandy, right? That phenomenal season. Maybe a Heisman Trophy winner with Diego, and they're not going.
I have nothing to say.
It's tough.
It is.
If
tough.
Mendoza
Yeah,
or
there's
Simpson,
Seven
God.
SEC teams in the top, 25?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a tough conference, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, it's a tough conference. I stand by my guns on that this is the toughest place to play in the country right here.
Just north, barely north of the Colonial Conference, barely, which is
a little bit more depth. Just a tad more depth.
Just a touch.
respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
UC Davis
So that's a
had-
tough. That's a tough deal, man. There's some good teams that are not going to get in,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
yeah.
They need to make a football NIT.
So it justifies going to 16.
What's that?
could
Yeah,
justify
there you
going
go.
Football
16.
NIT. Now, there's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So does it justify going to 16? Did you hear me? 16.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I mean,
It does.
that would take more root canal work to get that done, right? So,
And I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
they've
Nothing's
kind of already
easy.
been talking about
I like
doing
it.
that. So ESPN
Yeah,
just sees
nothing's
more
easy
dollar
with
signs,
these
so they're going to
committees.
support it.
Yeah.
go to 24.
You're going to be okay, kid.
Go right to 24. First 8 teams get a bye.
Ah,
Bam, bam, bam.
too many.
You're going to be okay.
I think 24 is too many. But I can see a scenario where eventually we're at a full damn March Madness tournament style.
Well, I am looking
Eight
forward.
regular season games.
I'm looking forward to these conference championships. I really am. There's going to be some good battles. And then getting into this CFP, there's going to be some good battles there too. So it's going to be fun
All right.
to stay plugged in.
All right, let's jump. Are we? Where are we going to, Ty?
Oh well, we're gonna
Just-
hop out to break and come back, and for our last segment here, where we're gonna be talking about the coaching carousel. So
Oh boy,
yeah, we'll be right back.
things are happening. Things are
Hey, all
happening.
you Southern sports freaks, I want to take a brief moment to remind everyone that OFFSiDES is a new sports talk podcast with a flair and flavor for the Southeast. But no, this is not another Chalk Talk show about X's and O's. This one's all about the Jim and the Joe. It's the Happe Bros, both former college players who go nose to nose on this show Brother Jim played defense, and Brother Joe played offense. And Joe is the starting center for the 1980 national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Those two guys, along with our parlay pal Tyler Megna, SportsBook Megna, is a team that brings fresh sports talk game to the huddle, where we chew sports chops down to the licking bone, baby. Join us every week for a new podcast. We're at OFFSiDES ATL, and we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Rumble, and now Roku too. And keep a lookout for our snappy shorts and reels on Instagram and TikTok as well. Hey, we're looking to jump offsides with you.
There we go. Bam! The real deal.
I ain't scared. Nobody's scared.
What do you got there, Jim? What do you got there?
I got 80. I got 80. Oh, you want 85? Okay, let me throw 85 at you. I go back and forth, baby. Go 85, 84.
Ooh, I like it.
There you go.
Yankee Conference Championships. Yankee Conference.
Wow. Look at you, stud.
All right, hey, listen. So we're talking about all these great matchups, great games. Now we've got to talk about how many of these games that are so important for these programs are rudderless. They don't have a head coach with the program anymore. You go down the line, it is insane of what is the pressure on these players, the pressure on these programs that now are either just signed a new coach, just appointed a new coach. But you got these poor guys that are going to these games with chaos, right? Chaos in the coaching ranks, man.
Yep.
It's nuts. It's a shame, but that's the reality of the world. And there you go. There's the poster child. Oh. You can't say no if you're lean. Go ahead, Joe.
He's been getting hammered by the media. And here's the reality. A year from now, they're all going to shut up because he is going to turn that program around in a year. He's going to have tremendous success there. I don't blame him. You know, Ole Miss is a great school. It's a nice program, but it never will be able to match LSU because of resources and money, players.
Yep.
It's just a whole different level. It's a whole different level, and the hatred for Kiffin right now in Mississippi is understandable because he brought them the best 6 years they've ever had, or 5 years, whatever it was. And they're not going to match that. It's just, they're just
Freeze
not.
was close. Hugh Freeze was close. You know, he had a great run. He was using the NIL before the NIL existed.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
There. But at the end of the day, he ran out of, he's obviously not a healthy guy and he ran out of gas. But
Yeah.
no, I don't blame Kiffin for what he's doing.
Are we interested in this clip from him? Are we interested in the clip where he talks about
let's hear it.
making the decision? Here we go.
Yeah.
Coach Saban kind of coached at another place in this conference, so I can't really say exactly what he said, but I'll say I think the world of Coach Saban, and I respect him, and so there's a reason I'm here.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he's getting a little bit of coaching from the coach on that decision.
Well,
huh?
so what he said right there is that I can't say what Coach Saban said, but basically what he said was you got to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Ain't about dollars.
When Saban speaketh, doeth. Right.
Well, I watched his whole press conference last night, and one of the things he said, which I thought was really interesting, and I believe him when he said, I don't even know what my contract is. I don't know. I got somebody to take care of that. I did not come here because of the dollars. I came here for the dollars for what's available for my players and my coaches and the commitment to the facilities. I believe him. When you 100%. Get to that level, it's not about an extra $1 million or so, which sounds crazy to us, but I totally believe that he does not know. I guarantee he doesn't know the particulars of his contract. That's not what drives him.
Would Kirby go back to his part-time gig to stay coaching at Georgia? Remember, what was his part-time gig at Valdosta?
Yeah, I mean, Kirby, his first full-time job at Valdosta State, they've got a football camp during the summer to make extra money for the coaches to pay their bills, and they're selling pizzas at night to all the campers, right? To make a couple bucks per pizza. That's Kirby Smart.
Yep.
And it's all these guys. All these guys are not in it for the money. They're in it to win and to keep getting better and better and competing with each other. How many moves did Monty Kiffin make? Yeah, so Monty Kiffin, who, in case people don't know that, his father was a legendary defensive coordinator, one of the best in the business, college, NFL. 17 times he moved. So Kiffin moved when he was a kid 17 times. It's the nature of coaching. You're a hired gun and you're always looking for a better job. And, you can't get any better than LSU. You just can't. When you look at the main criteria, players.
And there's always somebody.
Wait,
there's
this
always
isn't better?
somebody
This
at
isn't-
these schools.
Tyler?
That's huge.
I think
Tyler's-
listen. I love the hire. I cannot say it's better than Lane Kiffin, but I love the hire.
Okay.
Very happy.
All right.
Well, and then wait a minute. And breaking news today is that he's keeping
Yes.
the defensive coordinator,
Thank
who
God.
has done a fantastic job at Auburn. So here's the deal: you keep running the defense, and this guy Golish is going to run the offense, and they're going to win quickly as well. I mean, the problem with Auburn is they couldn't score points. They couldn't move the ball. You're going to move the ball with this guy.
Oh yeah.
All right, so all right, great summer, great hire there. Tremendous history, tremendous opportunity. Unfortunately, it's Florida, right? I think they're going to be looking for another coach in 3 or 4 years because they're just. I was going to mention this before, right? You said they're hired guns, Joe. The problem with these programs is there's always a boss. Nobody wants to talk about it, but the GOAT had a boss. There was a guy or a group of people at Alabama who pulled the purse strings on Saban. Same thing holds true. Now they're out in the open, right? And now you've got this general manager who's supposed to be deflecting all this for these coaches, but there's always somebody out there that thinks they've got a better coach in the wings to take on these programs. So it's really disturbing. But a billionaire, he or she carries weight, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Threatens to pull the money out of the programs. It's crazy.
He did a fantastic job at Troy, as well as Tulane. You can say, oh yeah, that's a different level. Yes, it is. But yes, it's a different level, but in many ways it's harder. So I think he's got a great shot at being successful at Florida. I think there's more distractions there. I think that Kiffin is gonna kill it from day one. I think Golish is going to be right behind him. I think Florida and Summerall will be third as far as that goes. It's going to take it a little longer.
You're missing one, in my opinion, up north in the Midwest. Big Pat is back coaching. Fitzgerald is back on the sideline where he belongs after a horrible, horrible situation at Northwestern, his alma mater. So I love that hire.
Yeah, so we don't have him, but the next guy we have is the new Kentucky coach, right? I think we got a graphic on
Stein.
him.
Yep.
Yeah, Will Stein. He's got great credentials as well. He's a very successful offensive coordinator. He's never been a head coach, right? So, but Kentucky had to make a move. They needed to have some energy. And, this guy is a quarterback whisperer. And one of the bright spots for Kentucky is that young quarterback that they have. And I think by bringing him in, they've got a better chance of keeping this really good, talented young freshman that really did pretty well for Kentucky, considering it's Kentucky.
Yep.
So that's a decent hire, but it's Kentucky. It's a challenge.
Yep. Tyler, I think you're going to have a little bit of a challenge too, keeping your guy at UNLV. I think there's a chance, maybe slight, but Joe and I were doing a little bit of configuration earlier, and I think there's a chance that Mullen ends up at Penn State.
Yeah, well, and I was just going to say that because the BYU coach has been telling friends and family that he's staying at BYU, so I don't think he's going to Penn State. So they're running out of options. I mean, who are they going to hire? Mullen could be the guy. We'll see. I think Mullen's more of a South guy, though.
No, he's not. He went to a small Division III school outside of Philadelphia. So
his style just doesn't seem Big Ten for me. It seems more SEC.
Yeah, but guess what? Look what Day has done at Ohio State, turning Ohio State into an SEC program.
Fair.
Look at Cignetti's done with Indiana, turning that into an SEC program. These guys, these successful coaches in the South that go north have great success because they're used to 4 in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's from Pennsylvania. He went to a small college, Ursinus College in Pennsylvania. Our sister Joyce went there. So we're familiar with it, just outside of Philadelphia. So I think that he'd be a good hire for Penn State. But who would have thought that Penn State would still be without a head coach? They were the first ones to unload, their coach, Franklin. And, these SEC jobs, 5 of them have been filled, right, including Arkansas.
Here we go.
Right? And, Ryan Silverfield, I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure about this one. He comes from Memphis. I just think Arkansas could have done better. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, Memphis beat Arkansas this year.
That is
so
true.
It's like they wanted to pull the guy from the team that beat them. So which is crazy.
Well, they lost a lot of games. They could have picked someone else.
Yep.
He's got good credentials. He's a methodical, hardworking guy. We'll see what happens. I mean, Arkansas. There's so much competition in the SEC. We'll see. That's a tough job, Arkansas.
It is.
But again, let me just finish. Who would have thought that Penn State would still be without a head coach? You got to know that they've made offers to a few people and they've turned them down.
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's interesting how things have changed for Penn State.
They may just do a rinse and repeat and promote the current guy. You never know. Crazier shit has happened, that's for sure.
As of right now, Harvard has a higher recruiting class than Penn State does.
Wow. Wow.
Anything for the grab bag before we wrap it up?
Yeah, well, grab bag is, to Tyler's point, there's been a couple of great games that were played in the, there you go. URI is heading out to California, play Cal Davis. Should be an outstanding game. 10 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, I'll take a nap earlier in the day, wake up and watch it.
ESPN 2. It's on ESPN 2.
It's on the Deuce. It's on the Deuce.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
That will be on one of the televisions. Don't you worry.
Yeah, what about a Hawks update there, Tyler?
Hawks have looked pretty good. We just had a crazy game Sunday night against the Sixers, double overtime. We lost last night in Detroit, but I kind of expected that. The Hawks look damn good. We're still without our best player. So getting him back will be very nice. I've got some hope for this team. I don't want to say, they're going to win a championship or anything, but I see a little playoff action in our future.
Cool.
Falcons, on the other hand, absolutely horrendous football team. They should be banned from the NFL.
Almost as bad as their former kicker.
Seriously. Oh, my God. He chunked a wedge on a football field.
Joe, did you see that? Sung Ho Lee or whatever his name is.
Young Wei Koo went to kick the field goal with his foot.
I was close. I mean, my Lord. It's Charlie Brown. He pulled the Charlie Brown. It was unbelievable.
And he never even touched it. He never touched the ball, so it went down as a sack.
It was crazy. Well, hey, one last grab bag. Ty, we've got in March, we got Belgium and Portugal both coming to the Dome down to the Mercedes to play Team USA in soccer, man. It'll be phenomenal, man. We got the World Cup style soccer coming to town. It'll be phenomenal in March. Go out and see it, everybody.
Don't we get the World Cup also? Or some games in the World Cup coming here?
I don't know.
Or is that fake news?
That may get pulled. Who knows?
Hold on. Is this? Wait a minute. Hold on.
You know what you need? Well, you're
okay. Here we go.
There you go. Oh.
Here we go.
So funny.
Let me back it up.
With a Jackson Dart. Oh my God.
Hold on. Let's back it up. Up. Let's turn that off and let's get a little of that going.
Oh my God.
Oh my
The
goodness.
Falcons got one thing right this year.
What you need is the Peanuts music. Da 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 da. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a boing.
There was actually another very funny story about this game last night. If anyone saw, Abdul Carter got benched the first quarter because he got caught watching porn in the locker room.
Nice. Oh boy.
Okay, enough picking on the guy. What do you think was going through his brain? What do you think was going through his mind right there? What possibly could be going through his mind?
You know what's going through his mind right now? The same thing that goes through like a baseball player that like a third baseman that just cannot get it to first base. What's that called? Where you just
Knobloch syndrome. It's Knobloch syndrome. Chuck Knobloch syndrome.
Knobloch.
Yeah.
This is Knobloch syndrome.
Did you talk to someone recently who was telling you that story, Joe?
Yes.
Yes,
right.
you were.
Yes, but this is a kicker's version of Knobloch.
Yeah,
Young Wei.
Wei.
I'll tell you how he's feeling. He's feeling like I am when I hit my one good drive of the day, and then I immediately chunk my wedge onto the green.
Well,
hey Tyler, quick question: Is that a Jeff Gordon hat?
Chase Elliott.
Okay.
local guy, Chase Elliott. I do. Hold on. Hold that thought.
It's a long grab back, Ty. There you go.
There we go.
Jeff Gordon hat number 1.
Hey,
Jeff Gordon hat number 2.
When does it get time to start talking a little NASCAR? Huh?
Well, I tell you what, there's actually a ton of stuff going on right now.
It's okay.
A lot of court stuff going on with Michael Jordan's team versus NASCAR, but racing kicks back up again February 1st. And I will be there.
Yeah, February 1st, Daytona, right? Daytona?
No, it's the Clash, Bowman Gray Stadium, little quarter-mile track. It's just like an exhibition race. I'll be at that.
Okay. Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem. And then the 500's 2 weeks later, I'll be at that. And then the race in Atlanta is the week after that, and I will be at that. So we got a lot in the calendar in February.
Tyler, have you been to the NASCAR museum in Charlotte?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. I even dragged my girlfriend there. At the time, she wasn't involved in NASCAR one bit. She loved it.
Well, we'll have to work a little NASCAR in as we get closer to February, right?
Absolutely.
All right, fellas.
Outstanding.
We're gonna enjoy this weekend here.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Conference championship weekend is just around the corner, and it's exciting and it's electric.
Come on!
Here we go.
All right. See ya. Thanks again.
Later.
In this world where attention is hard won, Storytel.media turns your vision into visuals and sounds that grab hold of people. I'm Ty Towers, and I'm a hands-on AV nerd with 35 years in broadcast production. I personally run camera, sound, lighting, edit content, design graphics, and arrange music. My knack for rhythm fueling razor-sharp edits. Leading a tight-knit team, we deliver stunning visuals and powerful messaging. While I've been honored with Emmy, Telly, and Promax awards, I really focus on your trust first and foremost. For leading companies, including industrial manufacturing clients, we bring trust and discretion and relaxed environments where your executives will shine naturally. We execute your vision with precision, making your story unforgettable. Discover our story at Storytel.media and let's make your story shine.